Hello and welcome back to TMG Trades, the best place on YouTube to get your up-to-date cryptocurrency analysis, because as soon as I've completed it, I post it to YouTube. And in today's second video, Bitcoin hit $45,000. It was then swiftly rejected, exactly as I expected, from $45,000. It dropped all the way down to $44,000, which I showed you in the video that I posted earlier today. We hit the $44,000 support level. I went long again at that $44,000 support level, having taken some profits at $45,000 earlier. And it does appear at this moment in time that we're bouncing back to the upside. But are we going to see a continuation of this trend? Well, first of all, let me show you what my current positions are looking like, and then let me explain what I intend to do going forward with these positions that I hold. So, going over to Bybit right here, and again, if you're interested in trading on Bybit, you'll find a link in today's video description, but my current open positions look like this. They're not in as much profit as earlier. The actual total profit between all of these positions right now, I believe, somewhere about $110,000, if I remember correctly from what I was looking at earlier. Anyway, my current open positions, I increased my Bitcoin long to $1.4 million. I increased this Bitcoin long to $810,000. And between those two, this one's currently sat at break even, and this one is currently sat in a profit, a very nice profit at that. But the real question is, are we going to continue trading to the upside? And that's why we need to be analyzing Bitcoin's price right now. So what we're going to do is drop down to some lower time frames, like the 15-minute. On the 15-minute, you can see that we showed clear support at these levels. We're about to flip back around to being bullish on the MACD. The RSI has had a nice reset on the smaller time frames, but the real question at this point would be, are the higher time frames going to drag us down? Because currently we are now bearish on the MACD. We are now bearish because we have this bearish divergence here on the RSI. Are we going to get rejected at these levels? So that's what I'm going to explain to you in just a second, where we're going to get rejected from if basically we're going to drop pretty hard. If we do drop, we'll drop pretty hard, but we are currently on the 4 hour still bullish on the MACD, and the RSI is still looking bullish as well on the 4 hour. And then if we go over to the daily chart's still looking good, and the weekly chart, of course, you all know what that looks like. The weekly chart looks insanely good. However, dropping down now onto the 5 minutes, where are the support and resistance levels to take note of? If we break below $40,000, it's highly likely that Bitcoin's price will then make $44,000. No need to panic. If we break below $44,000, it's pretty likely we'll drop to the downside and probably reach around $42,000 at some point this weekend. I would be buying the dip at $42,000 because I expect that we're going to see a continuation of the trend, being that the fundamentals for Bitcoin are changing right now. The fundamentals are very, very bullish. The other thing that I'm looking at right now that I'm finding very, very interesting is the current funding rates for Bitcoin. They're even more interesting than what they were earlier today, because the current funding rates for Bitcoin are insanely negative. And that means that there are more people short than there are long, which would make sense because, I mean, we are at a high right now. But what people don't realize is if you're shorting a high, and that is a more popular position, it's quite likely that we'll then break through the high, liquidating a bunch of shorts before then going down. So how do we know if that's going to happen? Well, back to the Bitcoin chart for the day. At which point do you want to go long? Well, in this range right here, if you don't have a position open, I would not be opening a position right now. Instead, I would be waiting for a break below $44,000 before placing a small short position, or a break above $45,000 to be placing a long position. Anywhere between $44,000 and $45,000 is pretty much no man's land, and it's very difficult to trade on such a macro kind of time period. If we're to go over to the hourly chart right now and assess the likelihood of these things kind of playing out, it looks 50-50. I mean, all we can do is play in support resistance levels right now. If we're looking at these kind of moving averages down here, it would make sense if we came down and revisited them. So a drop to these levels here does seem quite likely, and that'd be a drop to $43,600. So don't write that off. And if we do start dropping to the downside, don't place any long positions, is what I would say, until we are hitting support. And I imagine support, the most support that we'd see would be shown at these levels around here. And this level is currently playing out at around $43,200. So that'll be where I'll be placing my next long positions if we fail at these levels of support. But assuming that all keeps going well, we should blast to the upside, and at some point this weekend, we should, in theory, break $45,000. Like, my personal target for Bitcoin for a while now has been $48,000. I'm quite confident that we're going to hit it at this point in time. Of course, we are quite close, which increases my confidence, so I could be misplacing my confidence. But one more thing I want to show you in today's video would be the current funding rates for Bitcoin. Let's have a quick look at those. 1 second. There we go. Let's switch that around, and then let's bring up the current funding rates for Bitcoin. I believe that's this tab right here. As you can see, everywhere you see green, there is more people shorting than there is longing. So on BitMEX, Binance, Bybit, OKEx, Huobi, Gate, FTX, BitGet, and DYDX, out of all those, these ones are all massively short, these ones are all long, and these ones are all massively short. Now, out of the ones that are long, it's not a strong long, which to me, being that there are so many people shorting right now, and whale interest seems to be definitely on the short side, I would suggest that I think that a lot of those people are actually trapped in short positions from down at around $37,000 to $40,000. I suspect that those short positions are low leveraged short positions, are between 3 and 5x. And I suspect that a break of $45,000 would cause mass liquidations for all of those positions. So having said all of that, if we cross through $45,000, we will probably shoot up to 47 pretty quickly afterwards. I know we've done a lot of upwards recently, but trend is your friend. Don't try and bet against the trend. It's a mistake that I've commonly made in the past, is trying to bet against the trend, trying to catch a falling knife is what we call it in crypto. Don't try and catch falling knives. Don't try and catch rising knives either. The same applies. Don't bet against the trend is my main advice from today's video. But at the same time as that, watch for these support and resistance levels that I have pointed out. When it comes to Ethereum, we can have a quick look at the Ethereum chart as well in this video. If we go over to Ethereum right now, this is the Ethereum chart. I was saying earlier, if we dropped below this level of support right here, it's quite likely that we drop all the way down here. And that would basically mean that Ethereum drops back down to around $2,800. To me, that doesn't seem likely. We're abiding by this level of support pretty religiously. We've done it again. We bounced off of the moving average. So overall, I'm kind of expecting no change in the trend. I'm expecting the price to continue rising unless we break below these support levels. At these support levels, if we fail at these support levels, which are currently translating at and around $3,000. If we break below $3,000, then it's going to get a bit hairy. But all in all, things are looking good and they're looking up. So stay positive. Have a great weekend, everyone, and watch for the video that is coming out later today on the main channel. On that note, guys, please slap a like on today's video. Very important that you like all of the videos on this channel because we're trying to grow it as fast as possible. YouTube algorithm greatly favors anybody that is getting more likes on their videos. So please do like the videos. I greatly appreciate it. Thank you for helping me out because I'll keep helping you out. Have a great day, everyone. I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.